Looking at some of the trends this year, what are you seeing?
Well, I think, yeah, in terms of trends, there is one element which is already ongoing since a few years. Inflation is back. Inflation was completely forgotten, and inflation is a very important element for the type of investors I'm working with. So not only family offices, but also endowments and foundations. Whenever you have really a long-term investment perspective, inflation can really eat your capital very, very quickly. I remember the years we had recently with inflation, which was uh, very, very high single digits. Well, that's a disaster for a portfolio. You're not managing it very well. Um, so that's one element. Focus on inflation is again a focus for family offices. Secondly, and it's linked to inflation, of course, with interest rates that is again at a level which is interesting for investments. There is a shift in portfolios. Fixed income was a bit forgotten. Let's put it this way, and it's getting back into portfolios. For this type of investors, it can be also more in the private space or private debts, but debt anyhow. And there are opportunities in fixed income um, um, that were not present during the previous decade, let's say. So portfolios are getting a bit reshuffled. It's a good moment to rethink your strategic asset allocation and take this into account. I think that's really important. On the other hand, there are always long-term themes you should focus on. And this is again linked to beliefs. You can have beliefs about what's going to happen in the world in the next decades and structure a portfolio based on that.
That was extremely helpful. Thank you so much, Michelle. And for me, it was really good also to be able to share with our followers a bit more details about what a family office is, how they typically think, how they typically work, but also having an understanding of why, how, by what we're doing with Elysian, we are trying to democratize family office services. And it's really by bringing this type of approach, bringing those global holistic views, that understanding that you need before being able to make decisions, that level of secrecy we were talking about, that privacy aspect is very key. But really interested, it was really interesting to hear about the different trends that you're seeing for for 2024. With that, is there anything else you would like to add, to share?
Well, I think coming back to inflation, because it's a very important topic we are discussing day after day with clients since more than a year now. I think the fact that family offices are by definition already more focused on real assets, real estate being an important part of the portfolio. And in a way, when you invest in the real economy, in equities, you have some inflation protection as well. So I think that's an important element. People always think that gold can be an inflation hedge. I don't think that is the case. Gold can help for a lot of distressed um, situations in markets, but not really on inflation. Hyperinflation, yes, but not really inflation. But okay, you see quite a lot of families who keep a little bit of gold as well, just in case. And I think it's a very healthy decision. Final point maybe is the fact that yes, some families they are very different. I said in the beginning, and I would like to finish with that. Um, you see families who like to have a lot of diversification in their portfolio and cover different asset classes, and within each asset class have a good diversification as well. And then you have the other extreme with families who like direct investments and have a limited number of investment objects, let's say, or investments in their portfolio, and like that concentration, and are really very hands-on in terms of helping the management of those companies, for instance, in creating value. So very different approaches you see, but that's the beauty of this segment. Family offices are very different. I think you will always say starting working or discussing with a family office. Well, this time is again very different.